This is a powerful offensive and spammy team to use in Remix of Great League, and I believe you can get a lot of success by Shadow Galate as your closer. So let's see what is happening here with Mountain up in front and how they switch out to Carbing. This is absolutely wonderful because we can have the upper hand with our Steel Wings by completely farming down. However, I think that Carbing is just a decoy. They want to finish us off in some weird way with Pollen over here, but I guess that even Mountain can struggle against our Pokemon, and I'm gonna get my hand on the Hydro Cannon because I am definitely not expecting Mountain to come into the battle. However, it does and absorbs the damage of Hydro Cannon and Drill Peck, while whatever they throw here can still be taken by our Triton. So able to get here to another move, this time the Drill Peck to finish them down, but instead they block. This is crucial information because their final Pokemon might actually be weak to my Empoleon, but as it seems it is just a Gligar, so a couple of Shadow Balls here might actually do the trick, especially when we can get that final shield of theirs pretty easily out of the game. So RLAs now has to be blocked while we're charging up our way to victory, and victory means Shadow Ball, so here it comes. Shadow Golbat really doesn't care about most matchups, it is gonna deliver no matter what. Into the next battle as we're facing an electric type Pokemon. So electric types are obviously somewhat of core breakers for our team. We do not have a lot of firepower against them, but hopefully we can get here to that double Poison Fang, and of course the first one was unleashed as soon as we got to the Shadow Ball range. So we managed to get both of them shields out of play. That was pretty much a mistake. I mean, the second shield for my opponent, perhaps they lost track of my energy, and I want to protect my Galate here from further harm. So they want to switch out now to Gligar. I was trying to snipe them down since they had a lot of energy to spare here, but my opponent definitely knows my strategy, and now they're gonna throw, so I'm just gonna try to catch the RLAs on the 5th wing attack. We managed to do so, and now they get to another RLAs because they figure out that I'm gonna go for a charge attack before they do. Anyways, as soon as I get to the double Hydro Cannon, I will fire off my move on that Gligar. Down they go, and I was thinking at this point that I made a crucial mistake because I was not indeed in that double move, but it is what it is, and my opponent will come into the battle with Jellicent. So at this point I get the chance to overfarm with my Empoleon, and seeing that my opponent wants to do exactly the same thing, we can snipe down Jellicent and still get to victory with the resisted Leaf Blade over Magnezone. That was a crazy battle that my opponent absolutely did a lot of mistakes, but this proves that even up against electric types you can always have at least a chance if you play this team correctly with your Golbat up in front. So after that weird battle, now we're having a Deoxys up on the lead, and I guess that whatever they throw we have to block it at least once, and if they go for the Psycho Boost, well, the next move will not hurt that much. At this point I believe they need 2 more counters to get to that charge attack, and that's how we almost managed to catch the move on our Empoleon. So now with Quagsire at the back coming into the game, this is absolutely fine. We can still pressure them with a Hydro Cannon. I have a lot of energy charged up and farmed up on my Golbat, so I guess we're gonna be just fine, especially when they get to Acid Spray. Are you kidding me? Who uses that move on their Quagsire? But I guess that even Aqua Tail or Stone Edge would not knock us out anyways, and they end up completely farming up a lot of energy with Deoxys. So call it weird, but still that was a correct play for them if they intended to use no Mud Bomb at all. So anyways, now my Golbat will get to back-to-back Poison Fangs to finish them down. Galate will face now the Charmer at the very end, but hopefully this Charmer gets neutral damage from the close combat for a lot of firepower. Look at that, and now Golbat will just destroy them down with those wing attacks. I'm telling you, close combat and Leaf Blade from Shadow Galate are gonna do both a lot of damage even when they are neutral. So over here now we're having Frostlass coming up on your screens, and I guess that I was trying to catch the Avalanche on the 6th Powder Snow, but my opponent definitely knew what they were doing, so they're gonna fire off the Shadow Ball and then switch out on Gofagrigus. Not only that, but we also got a shield, which is kind of a big deal, but seeing the ghost type up in front, the ghost type at the back, makes me think that perhaps there is gonna be something like a Sableye at the very end. A triple ghost team with a lot of answers against the entire meta of Remix. So I'm just gonna get now on the shield for the Dark Pulse, and Kofa here will keep charging up. However, I'm counting their energy, and this is the perfect opportunity for me to throw my Shadow Ball as I was lagging in the process. So Sableye indeed emerges at the very end. So this is a triple ghost team that I definitely need to try out. Frostlass now comes into the game, and I should have gone for one extra Psycho Cut over here. Anyways, down goes that Frostlass, but they end up getting to the move much faster, and even that one Psycho Cut would not make any difference at all. So down we go to a very close battle against a very skillful trainer with a triple ghost team. Shout out to them. Into the next battle now with a Shadow Pidgeot up in front. I end up over farming a lot here because I'm expecting them to fire off at least on the 7th wing attack. So instead of going for the Poison Fang, I see they switch out to a ghost type and I go for Shadow Ball. So over here you can see that I'm trying to make them drop the remaining energy that they have without me spending any shield at all, and they end up going down to the second Shadow Ball. This is a game changer because not only we won against Jellicent, but also we got the shield advantage, and now we can maintain that very good matchup making, because we're just gonna wall them down with our Empoleon. Instead of Feather Dance though, they got access to a Shadow Brave Bird for a lot of damage, and now Diggersby has nothing to offer against our two shields and Shadow Gallade. Gallade can easily charge up to the double close combat as they're getting to the Hyper Beam, and they back out. That was insane. Into the next one now with a Typhlosion up in front, Shadow as well, which means that those Incinerates are gonna hurt a ton. So anyways, the battle is definitely not over yet, even though it looks like it, and we have to grab both of them shields out of play with my Poison Fang. This is how good Golbat can be against the entire meta, and since they still have one shield, I decide to switch out on my Empoleon because I figure out here that perhaps we can easily farm down completely. However, this is not the case at all. Right on the CMP, I decide to go for the Hydro Cannon to pressure them to either use a shield or just go down with energy. Now with Swampert coming into the game, I have one more Hydro Cannon. This is a Shadow Swampert as well, and we can do extra amount of damage on their end. So let's see how this is gonna unfold, because I do not see a way to win this since I'm getting here to the Poison Fang, and down they go. I was not expecting this. This is a game changer, but this Typhlosion still has a lot of energy to spare. I'm just gonna go for the shield on the Thunder Punch. They can get pretty easily here to another Thunder Punch, but can we survive? If we can, this is gonna be the end game. Yes, we can, trainers. Down they go to the Psycho Cut, Shadow Gallade for the win with its non-existent bulk. Into the next game now with a very good lead finally against Clefable with that Gligar on the switch. So this is not the best switch to be in, but hopefully if you can block the dig, somehow you can still manipulate your opponent and have the upper hand over time. However, if they get their hands on those RLSs for the baits, well, things can definitely go sideways. And at this point, my opponent can easily have the upper hand, especially when they can block here and still outspeed me to the next charge attack being dig. So down I go now to that one, I guess. Yeah, here it is. Empoleon is out of the way, but Gallade can return to the battle by completely farming up a lot of energy. No charm on Clefable, which is pretty crucial at this point, and we can go for a rampage of attacks with the Leaf Blade and then the Poison Fang. They are almost out of the way, Toxapex at the very end, so the battle is definitely not over yet, since they can be extremely bulky for my team. Now with Shadow Ball, we can see that we do more than half, so the next Shadow Ball has to seal the deal up against them. So I'm just just gonna try to go for the move as soon as I get there. Toxapex goes down, and most probably we can stand victorious even up against Clefable with our Golbat. That was insane. Into the next one with Mew up in front. I always hate that Pokemon because when they get to the 6th Shadow Claw, they always bait, and when I do not shield, this is gonna be a wild charge. So instead I'm blocking, and of course this is Surf. So guess what? I'm just gonna let the second move go through. This is on the 10th Shadow Claw, which means that we can easily survive it while we can push for that knockout with Shadow Ball. They want to have the shield advantage here, and since I'm seeing Red still coming into the game, this is absolutely fine by me, as I want to go for more Shadow Balls on this incident. Another one is coming off, but this time I decide to go for the bait. I'm expecting the switch out on their final Pokemon, and that is Pidgeot. So at this point, with the debuff, we can easily go ahead, tank whatever they throw, and still completely farming down the remaining energy that they can offer, but at the same time I was counting their moves. That's why I go for the Hydro Cannon. They block and they still go down, since I knew that they were having 1 HP left. Down they go, and now with only Red still remaining, all we have to do is to go for a couple of Hydro Cannons. They have already backed down from this battle, and that is gonna be a lucky incident that we're just gonna complete our way to victory. So down they go, and yeah, that move on the 1 HP Pidgeot was clutch and make them top left this battle. Top quit, come on Ganeto. Anyways, into the next one now. With a Ferrothorn up in front, they need 5 of those fast attacks to get to a simple thunder, and in the process we can totally take advantage of this because we can always outspeed to the big charge attacks. So now my opponent is switching out on Sableye, which is just fine I guess, since now I got access to Shadow Ball for that shield. So now that we're even, I know I can survive one charge attack while I can still pressure themselves for that next charge attack of my own. So here comes now Hydro Cannon. Let's see if they want to double block this Sableye, and they do. Hopefully we can get to another one, but even though we are not getting there, we can still pressure them at using their energy, which is still pretty fine. Now with Golbat coming into the game, I decide to let the move go through. It ends up being the foul play to finish us down before we get to that Poison Fang. So now with Sableye getting to another one, that is the 4th one I guess in the row, we have to block finally our Gallade. Gallade now with energy can be absolutely lethal against a lot of trainers, but my opponent manages to catch. I realize at this point that the Excellent is the one way to victory. We managed to get it, double resisting the move and also farming up a ton of energy with those Psycho Cuts, getting to a couple Olive Blades once again, and we can get a huge victory against a skillful trainer. That was insane, one of the best battles that I had this entire season, with Gallade emerging as a solid closer. I could not have gone without that Pokemon at this incident. Into the next one now, with double up in front, let's get the trainers with our Golbat, and of course they're gonna go here for that Body Slam, so I decide to switch out on my Empoleon. I realize here though that they're getting at the Wild Charge level of energy, so I decide to block just in case, and it is the Wild Charge. That could not be a payback, and it was one more double kick more than a Body Slam. That's why I was able to predict it. Anyways, now on the switch we're meeting up with this Mountain, which is always pretty great to see for our Empoleon, so I guess they have messed up kinda. So perhaps they're having a Pelipper at the very end or something else that my Empoleon is gonna wall completely. Anyways, now with Mountain getting to another RLAs, we're dropping super low at the point that I cannot risk of them farming up a ton of energy, since Mountain can do so much work both on my Golbat and my Gallade if I am not careful. I cannot let this Pokemon go around with a lot of energy, it is gonna be lethal for me. Now with the Poison Fang we managed to get finally the knockout over Mountain. Let's see what lies at the very end, but first double emerges once again. So I get this perfect opportunity for me to completely farm down with my Gallade, and in the process they reveal their final Pokemon, which is Gligar, getting the move on our Triton, and the Empoleon goes down like like a boss. Salute to you, my dear friend, my dear starter. Now with the Leaf Blade we managed to do more than half on the end, and one more will secure for us a pretty huge victory to end this video in an amazing style. Oh my goodness, Double is still alive, but yeah, here it comes, here it goes. That is gonna be all for today. Thank you for watching, trainers, and for staying till the end. It really means a lot for my channel. Before you go, leave a huge like, subscribe to my content, and I hope to see you all into the next one.